Hey.
Sorry, I'm trying not to knock my poster over.
It's okay. I flipped my beanbag over because I started like sinking in too much.
Yeah, I bet you
I'm
did.
trying to like readjust. Okay.
Hey, welcome back to the Catchin Up Podcast. My name is Tyler.
My name's Gabriel.
Gabe's cracking open a fresh Saratoga.
I almost did buy Saratoga just to be funny.
He's gonna
But
do
no,
the
it's, Mountain Valley.
the ice water challenge. Well, welcome back, guys. This is episode 9 of season 4. So we're trekking along here. We're coming close to the end. The end is near. So we'll have at least a couple more coming out, including this one. And yeah, so anything exciting?
Just so you guys know, we're gonna miss next week. We're not gonna have an episode coming out next week. So just be on the lookout for that.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get that out the way right here first and foremost. We'll just break the bad news first.
So now we know that if we get any DMs or texts asking us where the next episode is because you always skip the beginning of our episodes. That's not cool.
Yeah. And maybe we'll put some.
Wait, no, I'm going to move this to the end. To be like, if you asked us, it's because you don't finish the episode.
See, he's always trying to plot against you guys. I'm over here trying to advocate.
No, it's
for
just
you
a
guys.
test. It's just a... You know, like how when you're in a relationship, you have like those little secret mini tests? That's just all it is, you know?
Oh, okay. If you guys know about those, let me know, because I don't.
I just read about them.
Anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into this quote-unquote food review today. It's going to be
Intro?
Candy review. Oh, yeah, we'll do the intro first.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show is about to start. Introducing Catchin Up
I customized
Podcast.
mine because I'm bougie.
It's not a 9, but it's not an 8.5 either.
Why are you this picky?
You have to be the one to open the door. You have to be the one to open your heart.
It's not about you. It's about touching other people's lives. This is the Catching Up Podcast. If you're not caught up, you're catching up.
I don't necessarily know what that means.
Anyways.
Okay, now we'll jump into the quote-unquote food review. Gabe found this very large pack of candy that he wanted to try, and so we're going to try it. Go ahead and introduce it for us.
They're called Peelerz. Not Peelzers. Peelers. And they're essentially peelable gummies. So
Yep.
as you can tell, this is the assorted fruit pack. So you got banana. Oh, no, it's backwards. Banana, peach, and... No, it's banana, mango, and peach. It's funny because on the back it's the other
Yeah,
it's
you
the other
literally
order.
could have just went.
No, it's different.
Yeah,
It's a
but
different
I'm saying
order.
you could have went mango, peach, banana.
No, but I was just trying to do the... Anyways. So, yeah. So, we got the variety pack so we could try all 3 flavors. And you can get this at Target. And, yeah, I've had the mango ones, the Walgreens brand, when this, like, concept first came out. But this was, like, a year ago. So, I'm excited to try a different brand. But I've never tried the banana or the peach. So, I'm excited. Have you ever had these?
I don't think so.
Well, I'm pretty sure you'd remember if you had to peel a gummy.
Oh, wow, they're big. Like, I was
Thanks.
expecting, like... well, the inside might be... Like, the actual candy might be smaller. Why is there, like, 2... Is there, like, multiple in a pack?
Oh, dang. I guess.
Okay, I mean, that's fine. It's,
All right,
you,
so...
You act like you're not... You're going to do a review, and then you're going to eat, like, 10 of them.
No, I brought... Oh, no, my fruit bowl. I left it in the kitchen.
Yep, now you have snacks.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so they come in mini packs, 1 flavor each bag. I kind of wish they had mixed. I wish, like, 1 bag was mixed. You know what I mean?
That'd be cool. That'd be nice.
All right, so what flavor you want to go over first?
Let's go with peach first. Why not? Let's go with the
All right,
peach
bet.
one. I don't know why peach is pink, but okay.
Well, what else is it going to be?
Like, I don't know, orange and red.
Boom, look at this. All 3 flavors. There, that'll be good for the thumbnail.
Wait, so are they already peeled or what is going on?
No, you got to peel them.
Bro, look it. It looks like just like a gummy. There's no way.
Whoa, what the heck? What?
Yeah, why does
You
it
don't
say
peel this.
It literally says peelable.
Oh, it is peelable. Okay. So I tore it, and then it's like a thin layer of skin, and then there's like a little clear gummy inside. Look.
This is much different than what I expected it to be.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be a lot thicker.
So are you supposed to eat the outside?
Like you can eat, yeah. Like it's like you can eat it like the fruit. Like you can either eat the skin and then the fruit, or you can eat them together.
Oh,
All right, let's try just the skin first.
Just the skin? Okay.
Yeah. All right, cheers. It's tougher than I thought it'd be.
Okay, I mean, that makes sense for the skin. And then it's just
Yeah,
a
but-
clear gummy on the inside.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna try that too.
Why does that have like a mint taste, low-key?
Whoa, that was really soft. Clearly.
Okay, now let's try one as a whole.
Yeah.
This is so interesting. Wow. Okay. I like it much better as the whole.
I do too.
It's almost like a gummy mochi.
Okay, I see where you're coming from. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you have that chewy outer layer and then the soft inside. Come on, no.
All right. For each, I guess.
Okay, that was interesting.
Oh, and it comes 5 in each mini bag. So, just so you guys are aware.
Let's move on
Doing
to the next.
what do you want? Mango?
Sure.
Bet.
Why not? These are totally different than what I was expecting. Bro. I was expecting like a shell on the outside that you like literally peel. Like I guess you
crack
could
or
peel.
something.
Like what?
All right, so this is the mango.
See, like this.
It honestly
this
kind
is-
of looks like a raindrop or a chili pepper.
This is more what I was expecting. You know, this. I don't know. The other one just threw me.
Yeah, the
for-
peach one threw me off. All right, so now you
Let's
peel
see.
it.
See what's going on here.
Okay,
I know I was gonna need napkins for this episode.
Oh yeah,
Alright.
and you can like kind of push it out. All right, skin first.
Skin. Yep.
Cheers.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Gummy.
Yep. Cheers.
I see what they're doing. Okay, now
I don't know if I like it though.
yeah, I'm like,
Right.
this is the ultimate test.
Excuse me.
I mean, I like it a lot better as a whole. I feel like I honestly feel like the more I eat the mango ones, I might like them better. Like the peach, super strong off the bat. Like you could tell. These are a little bit more subtle, but like I don't know. I kind of like it. I feel like if I just kept eating them, I would like them more. You know?
Yeah, I think I'd get tired of the peach.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, sorry, I was. Yeah, I agree. I think. I mean, I feel like I'd get tired of them. I mean, depends.
They're
on
very
how many,
sweet.
Yeah, very sweet.
They're like like a creamy sweet gummy.
I think I'd put this one above the peach for now. All right. Now the final test, banana. Let's see what's up with this one.
Oh, the la banana.
Dude, why did I never see these when I went like trick or treating as a kid? I feel like this would have been fun to get.
Because this just came out.
This smells
And you are old.
very strong. Smell it.
Okay, this looks just like a banana. Yo, remember those like fruit candies, like the hard ones?
Yeah.
And they had a banana
Yeah.
that was like a skinny, hard yellow banana. It smells just like that.
It smells like a juicy
Laffy
fruit.
Taffy. Oh,
You remember juicy fruit? I haven't had juicy fruit in so long, bro. All right. Anyways,
all right.
I'm curious to see what's going on inside of this thing. Why is there
weird.
not just like a split down the middle? Whoa, this is like,
Oh, it's white. It's gonna. Never mind.
bro, this is not coming out as easy as the other ones. What the heck? Look at this thing. It's like
Well, it's like a banana, yellow outside, white inside.
True. All right, skin
All right,
first.
skin first.
Get it.
Cheers.
I mean,
I
it
almost
tastes
feel
like
like I'm eating a banana peel.
it tastes like artificial banana.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
A little bit sweeter, but all right.
All right, now the.
That's a little bit better. It's a little bit less banana-y. All right, now a hole. I'm scared for this.
I'm ready.
All right, cheers. I'm not feeling this one. And I love bananas, but I'm not feeling this flavor. It's just like it's got a weird sweetness to it. Whereas the other two tasted like they were sweet, but they tasted naturally sweet almost. This one tastes like they really tried to make you know you're tasting banana.
That's funny because I almost disagree.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like the off sweetness with the banana almost makes it like like taste like it's ripe, like a ripe banana. You know how like a super ripe banana has that like sweet twanginess at the top?
Yeah,
like
but
the
this,
notes. You know what I'm
this
saying?
is too much.
Maybe. When was the last time you had a banana?
A couple of days ago.
I had one today, so.
I'm gonna go back to the peach real quick. Let me try one more.
All
of those
right.
before I give my
Okay,
official
so
ranking.
this is how I want to rate it. Top like order of flavor in order, just as a whole, and then I want best skin, best inside, and then best combo.
Bruh.
Yeah, I already got mine. All right, so I think I'm gonna do mango, banana, and peach as my order of flavors. So like mango number 1, and then I like the banana inside, the peach skin, and the mango as a whole. Like those are my favorites of those.
Okay. Mango's going number 1 easily. Like this one is just like up here, and these two are down here. Just off the bat, it tastes the most natural. It's sweet, not overly sweet, and it tastes honestly like you just bit into a mango. So mango number 1. Number 2, I'm gonna go peach. Because I just really don't like the banana one. So banana's gonna be last. I think I like the peach skin the best, but I definitely like the mango inside the best. And overall, obviously, the mango is like the best.
So you didn't like anything about the banana? Like there's like
No.
you would have just never bought the banana ever.
No, and it's funny because like looking at it, like it looks to me, I was like, oh, that looks good. Like I think that's gonna be fire, but like I don't know, bro. It's just like it's not hitting the way I don't know. Maybe my palate's just off tonight. But
Yeah, maybe tomorrow try the banana first. Maybe it's just
this
bad
is
'cause
like
you tried
this
the
is
other
like
two.
a 9. This is like a 7.5, and this is like a 4 or less, bro. I don't know. It's just not it for me.
Interesting. Okay.
So maybe
You know
if we see some more flavor packs, like it'd be cool if they had like a blueberry, a gray, blackberry. That'd be fire.
Oh yeah, watermelon.
Yeah, we should see. Maybe we can find them online or something. That'd be cool.
Or maybe
They're
they
fun.
should send it to us.
I honestly wish that the inside was like a little bit like not hard, but you know what I mean, a little bit more firm, because I'm like you open it and it's like already like gushy all over your hands, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. I like it. I think it's a cool concept. I think they could go a lot of places with this.
Like, bro, look at this packaging. This does not like. Come on now, bro. That does not look like. Does not look like that. False marketing.
Yes,
I'm suing.
No, but bro, like think about it. They could do so many cool things with that. Like for example, strawberry lemonade. Like you could have it like a lemon, and then you peel it and it's red, or like vice versa, or like,
Yep.
just different flavors like that. Like they could go along.
I agree.
They could do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Green
they could.
apple,
sours.
sours would be amazing.
That'd be cool. Okay, well, I guess we'll just have to see.
Yeah. Well, sponsor us. Our email is in our Instagram, so just let us know.
Sorry, I just wanted to double check. Always got to do a little quick check-in because I'm like, I do not want to have to redo a whole.
Dude, not only that, but I was like, I don't remember pressing start. Luckily, I did.
Yeah, I didn't either, and it's hard with the phone because we can't I felt like I did while you were out, but then I forgot. But anyways,
I'm gonna go get my fruit bowl. So if you want to do the transition.
So if you see these at your local Target, I mean, I recommend trying them. They sell individual packs as well. You don't have to get this big assorted pack. We just want to try them all. I would highly recommend the mango. Peach, if you want to try it, get it. But I don't know, man. You got to really like banana if you want to get into that. Anyways, so moving right along here. This past weekend, I was listening to a podcast that Gabe's pastor actually hosts. I think the channel is just like the Grace Church or Grace Life Church. Gabe can probably clarify. Grace After Hours is the podcast, but that's not the channel name. But I'm sure if you search Grace After Hours, it will come up.
Oh yeah. And, so first off, just to clarify, my pastor doesn't host it. He's just like a reoccurring guest. Which is, I think, the cool part. The lady that asks him the questions, she is technically the host. Okay. Which I think is cool because then it's like affiliated with the church, but it's not like the pastor's podcast.
Well, I'm sure he has a lot going on too.
That too. Or maybe I just haven't watched all the episodes, so maybe he is the host and he's always there, but I don't know. From what I've seen, he's not always there. But yeah, the podcast is Grace After Hours, and the church is Grace Church, but online we have to go by Discover Grace because there's another Grace Church that came before us. So.
Okay. Well, there's Gabe for the backstory. And basically, this was an episode talking about like politics and religion. And it was funny because in the beginning, he's like, yeah, like we don't talk about like politics in our sermons, which, honestly, I think is really good. I think there's a time and a place to have those conversations with your pastor, with the elders, with people of the church. I think it's something that should be done on a personal basis. Maybe if they even did like a group or if it was just one-on-ones, but like I don't think these types of things need to be addressed in sermons. They're way more important matters, in my opinion, and in their opinion. So I think that makes a lot of sense. But, this is also a cool space where he can go online and have a conversation about it too. But anyways, he was basically talking about how, I guess during a lot of the politically heightened times, such as like election years and things, you have a lot of people trying to infuse the two, and like as Christians, we're trying to, which everybody is, like when you're political, you're trying to basically just get the person to see your point of view. Hey, I believe this, and I believe this, and this is why I believe this. That's why I'm voting this way. And for us Christians, it's like we see things a certain way, so we obviously bring those into when you go to vote. But basically, what he was saying is that we've lost hope in the power of the gospel, because instead of trying to go out here and tell people what they should be voting for, who they should be voting for, or this law. What if you just shared the gospel, right? Because he's like, if you enforce a law, I mean, he was basically saying, if you make a law, you're just enforcing behavior. But if you give somebody the good news and the hope of the gospel, and they receive that with an open heart, an open mind, open ears, you change them from the inside, right? Like that's where the real change happens. and again, just really quick, because I don't want this to be like a political conversation. There's another route we could take with this, but it's just like if you're trying to persuade somebody to vote a certain way, right? Like you running through, oh well, this person did this and this person did that, and this happened to me and this and that. Like if you're trying to approach it from, you're trying to get them to see your perspective, they're also gonna have their own perspective. You guys' perspectives are just going to, most of the time, especially when it comes to politics, collide. So the better way to go about it would be sharing the gospel with them, sharing the good news with them, inviting them to church so they can experience that for themselves. Because again, you're not going to change somebody's mindset most of the time based on a conversation or an argument or a back and forth that you had with somebody. You might put something in their mind. They might see something a little bit different of a way. But a lot of the times when it comes to very hard topics, people are already set on what they believe, and they're just trying to get you to also believe that this is right. They're not trying to actually have a conversation with you. And so, anyways, so yeah, I think it's just basically what we're going to kind of get into a little bit is just talking about how people will change through coming to the gospel and coming to know God and coming to know Jesus, rather than you trying to convince them otherwise, because it's like you're coming from two different perspectives. You're coming from two different viewpoints on life. So it's like you're on complete opposite ends of the spectrum. And so I don't know if you have anything you want to throw in right now, or if you just want me to continue going. But
Yeah, what you said was good. It's like one thing that always comes up in my head is this video I watched, and it goes like, the guy goes, "Oh, so like, do I have to stop?" I think I've mentioned it on the podcast too. Where he's like, "Do I have to stop gambling to be a Christian?" He's like, "No." He's like, "Do I have to stop cheating?" No. Do you have to have? And then he just like starts naming a bunch of things that like what you think Christians disagree with, right? And then he goes, "No." And he goes, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Because you don't have to stop any of that. The closer you get to know God and the closer you guys become, He will reveal to you what you need to change, and He will change your heart." And it's like, there's no point in trying to convince someone to, there's no point in, like, a lot of the times political conversations, they're not conversations. They're one person that is right and then talking to another person that is wrong. Doesn't matter what side you're on, right? That's usually the perspective that it's on. And it's like, instead of trying to change them, like, instead of doing the impossible as a human, give it to God. Let God speak for Himself. Let God, like, instead of being the person that changes, that's doing the move, or like telling someone how to think, plant the seed that's going to show them, that's going to change the way they think. That's going to, you know what I mean? A lot of the times, like you said, like, you put a law in, people are going to, whatever the law may be, people are going to do the opposite a lot of times. At least if it's when it's prohibiting people from doing stuff.
yeah.
So it's like, instead of forcing, plant the seed that's going to, one, it's going to make things click. Like, it's contagious, you know what I mean? And it's like, whenever you live for God and you start understanding like what He actually says and what He actually thinks about life and how He values you and what He values, you start seeing the world in a way through His eyes, and through His eyes is the only thing that's perfect. So it's like, I like that approach of like, let's not talk about this. Let's talk about what's really important, is you and your soul. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you think, doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't, like, what's gonna happen is gonna happen, no matter who wins, no matter what passes and what doesn't pass. It's because God is allowing it. Yeah. So we might as well try to get in tune with Him and focus on him, because at the end of the day, that's what's important. And through that, he'll give us discernment, which helps you make decisions. And I also like what you said of like, it's not like, I don't think I've been in messages that are about politics and it just feels weird.
Yeah.
Because you never know what people actually think. Just because you go to church, it doesn't matter what assumptions you have. There's 100% chance that there's people that think the exact same way you do in the church, the exact opposite of what you do in the church, and half. 100% chance that you will find any mix and match of that in the church. So it's like, I feel like you said, like that's more of a conversation as opposed to like I'm preaching and then God's telling me to tell you to vote for this person because of X, Y, and Z. Because I feel like a lot of times that's what it turns into. Or it'll be like, we're not going to tell you, but you know the right answer. But I'm not going to tell you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think until I go off of that, it's just like, I think it sometimes does swing too far to one side. Like even, with, sometimes Christians who go too far over, right? And trying to, hey, like we need this as a law because this is what we believe as Christians. And this is what it needs to be a law here. And my thing is like, again, by making a law and enforcing something on somebody, number one, if they don't see this the same way that you do, if they are looking at this and they're like, nope, I disagree with this, they're going to find a way to either do what they're doing or get what they want. You know what I mean? Like they're going to find a way to make it happen regardless. It's kind of the whole thing with like, for example, drugs. How many people are still doing drugs that are illegal in America today? Many and many and many. And it's because, and there's laws around them, but people find a way because they don't understand why it's wrong. They don't understand why maybe they do know it's bad for them, but they're like, I don't care. I want to do this. I want to have fun, whatever the case is. But just using that example, right? Like if they don't understand the why behind it and they don't see it in that point of view, then all you're doing is just putting some sort of, chains around them that they're going to find a way to break free of. And so, again, going back to the second point, which is instead, if you can find a way to continue to infuse the gospel, if you can continue to find a way to encourage them, to be loving, to be kind, to let your actions of being a Christian speak louder than your words, so that they look at you and they're like, man, what is this person doing? Like, I really want to know what they're on, because their energy, their spirit, their kindness, their gratitude, like it shows so much. Like I want to know what this person, what they're doing, what they believe in, how they got to where they're at, because this person is somebody that I'm sure I want to be like. And again, you let that shine through the gospel. You let that shine through being an active Christian, and and responding to the commands and the calls that God gives to you. And again, once they're able to come to the gospel, come to their faith with an open mind and an open heart, that's when they'll start to change. That's when we all start to change. Like he said earlier, the thing that a lot of Christians get hung up on is they're trying not to sin, when it's like you need to try to get closer with God. Really focus on having a better relationship with God, and that will make you want to sin less, because you don't want to hurt him as much. Again, you're not going to be perfect, but like if you're just like, man, I need to stop this and I need to stop this and I need to stop this, and you're not even focusing on your relationship, why do you need to stop it? When you get in the situation and the temptation comes again, you're just gonna be like, oh yeah, I'll do it. It's not gonna hurt if I do it this time, because you don't actually know the stakes. You don't actually understand the relationship that you're hurting, because it's not something that is right in front of you, like a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a mom or dad or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's something that you have to continue to spiritually grow every single day. And so going back to it, right? Like, again, let's just use drugs, for example, right? If you share somebody the gospel and they understand that, these drugs are taking them away from their relationship with Jesus, and it's making them want to go and it leads them into sin more often than not. If they start to understand the gospel and they start to understand Jesus and they start to work on the relationship with him, they will want to do that less. But if they're just seeing it as, oh, these people are putting rules on me, they're going to find ways to do it. And this goes for everything under these type of political things, right? Like they're still going to want to do these things. They're still going to find ways to do these things because there always will be ways to get around laws. But once you have a relationship with Jesus, there is no getting around it. You can't hide anything. You can hide doing drugs. You can hide, getting an illegal gun. You can hide getting all of these different things. You can't hide anything from Jesus. So if you actually care about the relationship with him, that's what's going to make somebody's perspective change. That's what's going to make somebody's heart change. That's what's going to make somebody's mind change. Not you enforcing a law upon somebody. It might regulate it a little bit, but that's not changing the core issue, the heart issue. That's just changing, something that they can do out in the open, for lack of a better word. But again, it has to change inside first before it changes on the outside, like if people actually, you have to feel that, you have to understand that, you have to want that, So.
Well said.
Thanks.
I don't really have any.
Cool. Well, that's it for this. No,
you kind of nailed it.
Okay, cool, sweet. Well, yeah, I just thought that was a really good point that he brought up, and it was kind of a hard topic to kind of work through, and kind of figure
Especially
out.
Because we don't like to talk about politics. So
yeah, again, we don't.
It's like talking about them without talking about them.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's not really what our page is about, And again, we try to focus more on the important thing of our relationship with God. But speaking of that, I was just talking to Gabe earlier today, and I was telling him how cool I think it is that a lot of these different podcasts, comedians such as Joe Rogan and Andrew Schultz, and even I was telling Gabe, I was like I said, George Janko is a bit of he is a Christian podcast influencer, but he has many different guests on. But you're starting to see so many more of Christian either apologetics or historians, or even just people that believe in the faith. They don't even have to be, some sort of pocket of serving or working towards, information or history or things like that. I just find it really, really fascinating that they're starting to get their spotlight on these, so-called. What's the term I'm looking for? They're just not. They're not in like just religious podcasts anymore. Yeah, no, I was thinking of another word, but. You're starting to see Joe Rogan. I mean, he's had so many different Christian people on lately, and one of them was Wes Huff, and now Wes Huff is on a podcast with Andrew Schultz, which is like the last place I would expect to see Wes Huff on. I don't know Andrew's beliefs, but it's typically like comedians and different celebrities or his friends or whatever. But you're starting to see this a lot more. And I see it a lot because I watch a lot of Christian content creators on YouTube, and so different things will pop up. And I just think it's so great in the shift that's happening right now because, again, like even just going back to Joe Rogan, that's somebody that I watched like so much in my early 20s when I was like kind of going through like this like, existential crisis, and I was really into conspiracy theories, and I was really into like aliens and all this stuff, like. And his content at the time was mostly like diving into that and like talking about those things, and there was never mentions of Jesus or God or Christianity. I'm sure it was from time to time, but I don't think it was in a positive light. But nowadays you're starting to see, and like I was even telling Gabe, I'm like, bro, like Joe Rogan talks about Jesus a lot more and like in positive ways now than he used to. And so a lot of people are even thinking he might be coming to the faith, which would be an amazing thing for himself. I mean, you know what I mean? It's not that we need celebrities, but it's just an amazing thing whenever anybody comes to the faith. But I just think it's a really inspiring and a really cool thing, and something that I so would have loved. Actually, no, let me not say that. It's not something that I would have loved. It's something that I would have needed when I was growing up. Because when you can have those influences, like, for example, Matthew McConaughey was like somebody who, early on in my Christianity journey was like really, he was really a spark for me because he's an actor that I love and I look up to. And, he's one of my favorite actors of all time. And so, seeing him talk about his faith and seeing him go on different podcasts and discuss it and seeing him being open about that, like really made me be like, oh, like, I don't know. It just sparks something in me, right? Like when you have these people, whether it's, you love a basketball player, or you love a singer or a rapper or an actor or whoever, like they can kind of be that spark that you need, right? Because you look up to them in a way, right? Not idolizing, but you're just like, man, like I think this dude's really cool. I love his work. I think he's a good person. Like, and that can be that little spark that helps you like maybe even just start to search, right? And so I think it's really neat that a lot of people are starting to host, again, more evangelicals and apologists and people like that, because I think it is going to be very helpful to people to just get curious. You know what I mean? People who would never be researching this at this time, like, or looking into their faith at this time. Maybe now they see this one random guest that's a Christian on a podcast, and now they decide to look into it, which I think is an amazing thing. And I think it's what social media needs. You know what I mean? Instead of like interviewing these OnlyFans models and this, prankster, it's like, why don't we interview people that like can actually bring people some joy and the good news, you know what I mean? And actually bring historical facts or bring experiences or testimonies or their experiences. And so I think it's just a really cool thing that's happening right now in the podcast culture,
Yeah, I think I've said it before. There was an era where it was like almost being Christian was like cool in a way. And then something happened where it was like no one was like talking about it. Like I remember in Hollywood, like people would like get an Oscar, and then like it would be a surprise that they said like, oh, I thank God, and like people wouldn't even clap for it and things like that. So it's like, and then I was like, it's almost like Christianity kind of like fell off, and then now it's like starting to like make a comeback, because I think people, I guess, like as a society as a whole, like turn its back and then like felt its loneliness, I guess, this emptiness from it. So it's starting to come back, and not only is it amazing that, excuse me, sorry, not only is it amazing that we're having a bunch of just religious people in general, making it out on these like really big name podcasts that are not necessarily known for that at all, but we're also get it the other way around. Like you get Lecrae that gets celebrities that aren't really, like I just had like Will Smith on it, and I don't know what he is, but I'm not aware if he is that he's Christian, and then you get people like George Janko that has like a guy that's like was a Christian, now he's an atheist, and it's just like having these conversations of like. And then Bryce Crawford with Adam 22. It's just like, not only are like Christians like finally making a reach and like getting in touch with the world, but then it's like it's getting reciprocated. Like they're listening. They also want to tap in and come here. And it's like, from what I've seen, like none of it's like malicious. Like it's all like conversations. Like I've seen plenty of episodes where they completely disagree, but it's okay. It's just a conversation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's like, and it's beautiful.
Thing,
like it's beautiful. And then it's like, it's trickling into the music world of like, before, from what I remember, it was like Lecrae came out with an album, and then it had like Ty Dolla $ign, Tori Kelly, like all these other artists that weren't necessarily religious and that aren't, I think he even had like, I don't know if Waka Flocka just recorded in his studio or if he has a song with Waka Flocka, but it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just that, and that was it. And now you got Brandon Lake making a song, then Jelly Roll hops on, and then they make a Christian song together, and then Jelly Roll, and then now Alex Warren are making a Christian song together out of nowhere, and then like another artist is coming out with a Christian song, and it's just like, whoa, what is going on? And then it was like before it was just like Lecrae's album, and then like Justin Bieber talking about Jesus here and there. You know what I mean? Like that was it. And now you're getting, they're on American Idol singing heartfelt hallelujah. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
there's definitely that shift happening.
There's definitely an awakening happening right now, and it's hard. It's going hard. It's going heavy, and it's like people are waking up by the masses. It's beautiful. It's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's really cool to see and to experience, you know what I mean, obviously. And I think it just gives such a light in this current age of social media that we're in, where like for a while there, again, like I said, it was all influencers and pranksters and OnlyFans and all these like adult film stars.
TikTok
like,
dances.
Like there were so many different, it was just like, we just want to interview the people that are the it factors right now, and it's like now people I think are getting back to like, hey man, we just want to have a conversation, but we want it to be a real conversation. Like let's talk about you, let's talk about your life, let's talk about what you believe, why you believe it, and like again, like you said, just having a conversation. We're not coming on here to argue and to go back and forth, but like I'll share my perspective, you share your perspective, and again, hopefully one of us walks away, right? Like you pray for that person, and if it's their time to come to the faith, then like hopefully that was a seed that was planted that God will then water. But yeah, it's just like the shift is been really cool to see, and it's been very, very fast moving, honestly, that I've seen. So I'm like, this is really a unique time, and hopefully we can, just use it for good, man. Like that's the goal. It's just to continue to use it to bring more people to being saved.
Yeah, this will be the last thing I say just before we wrap up. But it just kind of like was a thought that landed in my brain. It was like, I think people a lot of the times, from what I've been like seeing and hearing, and like it was a thought I had today about myself, where it was like, you start longing whenever, like for God, whenever you realize that like it's like you're lonely, you know what I mean? Like, like a lot of the times, like in society nowadays, life's so fast. Life is always so moving. You're always scrolling. It's always instant dopamine. You're always like, you never get a chance to get a break, or at least like me and like people that live a lifestyle like me, that work a lot and have a relationship and have extracurriculars that like take time and effort and planning and things like that, and multiple jobs and like just juggling everything, where a lot of times, like I was watching an interview today and they were asking like really good questions, and the guy's like, wow, that's so good, and I was like man, like I haven't had a conversation like that in a long time. You know what I mean? Just like, and it's not, and it's just, I almost feel like I'm incapable of having one because I haven't had one in so long like that, where you just like ask thought-provoking questions of just like, what do you think about this and this? And I'm trying to like remember how to reel it back into what I was originally saying. I think as a society, we got really lonely, we got really isolated, and then we got really negative, and then I think everyone started feeling like this like hole in their chest or hole in their life, like there's like, oh, I'm doing so much, but yet I'm still not happy, or I have a bunch of friends, but like no one knows the real me, and no one really understands, and they don't got my back, but like my phone's blowing up all the time with people trying to hang out with me all the time, you know what I mean? Like just like those different situations. And I think COVID, we all got really selfish, and then now that life's kind of like, at least in my opinion, like almost fully back to normal, and then we all got like overloaded on our plates. Like that's when like people started being like, oh, like that's when I started like getting more of a tug, you know what I mean? When I started feeling that longing of like, man, something is missing. Like all this like shallow voids that I'm like keeping myself busy with. Like it's not fulfilling me. Like having deep conversation, like it doesn't happen because everything on this earth is so shallow. You are just going to work just to make your money, just to get your check, just to go home to spend it. But then if you don't have enough, you just go home to do nothing because you just got to wait to go back to work. And so then it's like, it's repetitive. I don't know. I'm going off a little tangent that might not fully make sense, but it was just a thought I had today that like I felt like kind of correlated.
Well, I think I think that's correct, and I think it's also because for so long, bro, I just think that people became scared to have these conversations because the fear of being judged, the fear of being looked at another way, and I think that's still there, but I think it's opening more again as we're starting to see this revival and we're starting to see these Christian people come on to these spaces where it's like a bunch of teenagers and young people and I mean, people probably of any age group are watching Joe Rogan or again Andrew Schultz. Those are just the two forefronts that I'm using, the two podcasters I'm using right now because they're the most recent ones that I've seen. Or even, like I said, George Janko, like it's becoming more accepted to just talk about it and to talk about your beliefs and to have conversations about it. And I think we're also learning how to have respectful conversations. We're learning how to ask those kind of questions and be okay with it. And there's so much content out there now where you can go and research and you can go and, look up different ways that you can have these conversations by just expressing and just inquiring rather than forcing or, dumping your beliefs on somebody. But yeah, I think that's really what happened is people just got scared for a minute. They're like, can I talk about this? Should I talk about this? Am I going to get canceled if I'm a Christian? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So it's like...
Yeah, social media is not a safe space.
Yeah, it's not at all. And... So yeah, I think the shift is coming along with being able to have those conversations in person again as well, So
I think what it really took was AI. That's all it is. People got real scared. I think it became real.
Do you want to ask your last question or no?
No, we'll save it for
we'll
save it for 2 weeks from now.
He said we'll save it for tomorrow. Okay, cool. Well, I guess you're just going to have to wait and see what that question was. And yeah, I think that'll wrap up this episode 9 of the podcast. Thanks for tuning in, especially if you made it this far. We really appreciate you. I wonder if anybody's ever made it to the end of one of our episodes. I'm really curious. If you
I don't think so.
If you're here right now, to just type in the comment, say, I have. That's all you got to say. We'll know it's you.
And that's what I'm saying. We've done that on a lot of episodes, and we've never got the comments.
Well, sometimes people are just like, whatever. But seriously, like if you're still here listening to us, we just want to know. We're just curious. It's a little insider.
Or DM us if you're listening on Spotify.
Yeah. If you're not on YouTube, you can also just DM us on TikTok or IG or wherever and just see what's up. But thanks for tuning in. No, it's just
TikTok and IG. Don't say wherever. That's pretty much
Well, YouTube and YouTube Shorts and...
You said not YouTube.
And audio files and Apple Podcasts.
Whatever. Anyways, in case you forgot, my name is Gabriel.
My name's Tyler.
And we will not catch you next week, but we'll catch you the week after.
We'll make it a good one. Promise.
Don't make promises you can't keep.
Peace.
Catching Up Podcast. If you're not caught up, you're catching up.
I don't necessarily know what that means.